Hear me?
Yes, teacher. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you? Everything fine?
Yeah, I think. But-
With a lot of homework, with a lot of tests?
and the homework was for tomorrow, I think. I
Oh, no, I was
um
talking about your university. Maybe you have a lot of things.
oh and yes, yes, I do. But,
Oh.
um, I was mm, I mean uh, in the tomorrow I have something to do in the university uh at night. I don't know if it's possible to reschedule the just for
Uh, res-
tomorrow.
okay, we can do it like the last time, no problem. For Sunday, is that okay?
Maybe it can be for Friday, maybe.
Friday, you do you want to have like 2 hours on Friday?
Yes, yes,
Like it would be
seven to
from 7 to 9.
yes.
Yes?
If it's okay with you, it's fine.
Yes, it's okay with me. No problem. Let's do
Okay,
that.
okay, thank you.
Okay, let's begin. No problem. Let's begin here. We didn't have homework for today, right?
No, I think it's for tomorrow.
It's for tomorrow. Okay, but we did have the test, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's review the test.
Fíjate, no estudié mucho para eso. Nadie estudia, ¿qué fue? No sé, mi grupo sí. ¿Qué pasa? Madre, es la pinche. Que viene.
Okay, so almost everything is correct, except for one question here. Here. I didn't order because when the waiter came by, we have not looked at the menu yet. When the waiter came by, we hadn't, because you're talking about the past. If you remember here,
Teacher, can you hear me? I think
yes,
connection.
you had a
Oh,
problem. Okay,
yeah,
so
but yeah.
okay, so let's continue. So when like now, okay, let's see.
Yes, there was but we had. I think.
Okay, so now, like if you have a waiter came by, uh,
Yes, is we have not looked, right? Yeah.
yes, hadn't looked because when the waiter came by, that's the past, and before that, we hadn't looked at the menu. Okay,
Yes, yes.
so that's the
But
thing there.
it can be also because it's kind of obvious. I didn't order because when the waiter came by, we didn't look at the menu yet. Is that okay?
When the waiter came by, we didn't look. No, I think that it should be. Of course, it would be okay, in speaking or informally, people would understand what you're trying to say. However, from a grammatical standpoint, uh, from a grammatical standpoint, it wouldn't be okay. Because if you remember, when you use simple past twice, uh, it's when like the first one is before the second one. So if you say like when the waiter came by, we didn't look at the menus, you would be like saying that after he came by, you didn't look. that that itself doesn't make any sense, right? So I wouldn't use simple past formally because the order
Okay.
is not clear, right? Because if you remember in
Okay.
simple past, when you use twice, let's say I
It's
came
obvious.
to the
And in that
field.
case, it's not obvious, right?
No, it's not because of that. It's because of the order. Like I came to the soccer field. We started playing, and we started playing. Or we played a match. Well, like here, I came to the soccer field. We played a match. So here, it's the first thing comes first. Instead of saying I had come, uh, or I had come to the soccer field, and then we played a match. You say I came. So the simple past here is like the thing that happened first, simple past, and the thing that happened second, simple past. But here you're trying to say like the waiter came by the first thing, and then you didn't look at the menu. Like we didn't look at the menu yet. So of course it doesn't make sense because of the yet. If you think about it, yet is used with have mostly, but also because this comes after this. Okay, so this is first and this happens after these things. So when you're like using the simple past, if you remember, let me see here, but I don't know if that's in the lesson. However, when you use simple past twice, future past perfect, here it is. The first one is almost always like the first thing that happened, like here, let's see. When it's clear which came first, yes, you need to be clear. Like here, Nick decided to ask Sally out as soon as he heard that she had a boyfriend. Here you have a connector, as soon as. This connector makes it clear what comes first, right? Whereas in this other, in the test, uh, in the test, well, it's not like you have a connector like that. You have yet, but I wouldn't use yet because yet is for have and had. Okay, so I wouldn't use them. So that's the main reason. Okay, like it doesn't make sense for these two things. The first one is that you're using yet, and the second one is that it's not clear what happens first. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let's see. Maybe I'm mistaken. Let's see. Maybe I'm mistaken. Could very well be.
So
If-
you passed. Yeah. You said that. Yeah.
yes, yes, only hadn't. Yes,
Okay.
only hadn't. So yes, no simple past. Mainly because of yet, and you don't have like a connector like before, by the time, all of those called coordinated conjunctions. Okay, so it's not like very clear. Okay, that's the only mistake you have. Okay, let's continue. Do you remember where we were left?
Not really. No, what's up?
Okay, let's
No,
see.
you didn't.
If you don't remember, let's go to the video. Let's take a look there. Okay, so it's not like so this was the last class. Oh, you wrote something. Did we finish this reviewing the writing? Did we review everything?
I don't know. Well, you read it, but you didn't tell me what parts were wrong. Well, just the
I
commas, but you didn't explain a lot.
Okay, do you have that archive so that we can review that?
Yeah, the doc. But
Yes.
yes, yes, but you corrected it in your own word. You see. Mm,
Okay, I have a lot of writings here. I don't know which one is yours. Uh, let's see.
the link is in the chat, the Zoom chat.
Okay. So, okay, I have to disagree. Here you need like to have this in all writings you need to have this indentation, okay? This space.
Okay.
I have to disagree with my little experience in college and with all I heard uh, from my teachers that have faced a variety of companies. I can say that once you go out to the labor world,
Market.
that's wrong. It's like the job
The
market,
job.
right?
Mhm.
It gets hard. It gets hard. There are tough problems you need to solve as a professional, and it will depend. Here you need a comma on the field. What do you really need to know? It is not enough with the basics, and we all know what happens if you don't get rid of the problem. What problem? Get rid of the
Mm,
problem.
the problem that you need to solve, as I said before.
Okay, like you're trying to specify a problem, but you didn't mention what problem. And when we know what happens if you don't get rid of the problem, I wouldn't say like the problem. I would say you if you don't solve the problems, because you're talking about something specifically the problem, but you didn't mention any problem before. You mentioned have problems. Okay, so it's like you are trying like to specify something, but you didn't specify that before. So somebody could be confused with that because you're talking about a particular problem. It should be like more generally like the problems. If you don't solve the problems, okay.
Eh, it is fine if I repeat the words like solve.
No, it's not fine.
Mm,
Where did you repeat? Oh, yes, you need a. If you don't resolve, you could be you could put or you could say something else like uh, fix, or you could say like if you don't fix the problems,
okay.
you are fired. Okay, so this is like how can I say this? This sounds weird. Okay, when you say like you are fired, uh, you're talking like it sounds weird. I don't know why. You're fired. Okay, it's as simple as it is. Hmm. Yes, I don't like this part. To be honest with you, that's something that it sounds like it's not so professional.
Okay.
Okay, it's like you're throwing some short sentences around, like mm, it could be, but I don't know. Okay, let's continue. What is the use of an engineer if he or she can solve a problem? Uh, this is too general. Okay, like here it's not like here you don't have any mistake grammatically. I think that the mistake you have here is more of it's too general. Okay, it's too general. You're not being specific. You're talking
I need
about
to be.
problem. Yes, because if like, what's the use of engineer if he can solve a problem? Like, it's too general. Like, you could say you could fit anything here. What is the use of, I don't know, a doctor or a
Okay.
dentist, right? Or I don't know, a person or a human being, right? Or so it's too general. I don't know. Like the sentence itself is too general, like too broad. Okay, so this sentence I don't
Okay.
like it because it's too broad. Okay, okay, because of it you need to be an expert. Okay, uh, there won't be too many with that profile. So here a comma. If you achieve that level of expertise, the company must hire you. Again, what company?
Mm, oh, so
You're
I need
talking.
to be really specific. Then,
No, like you're being like uh, you're being, I don't know how to say this, but you're being what company? Like you're saying the company. Like you didn't mention any company before. Uh, you're talking about
mm,
one company. You're talking about
if I say a company, will be better.
if you achieve companies
Okay,
must
company.
hire you. Okay, companies must hire you. Okay, uh, should hire you, I guess. Must is okay, but I would put you should. Company should hire you. Uh, if like big companies, I would say companies should hire. You will be special for them. And here you need a comma. They should pay you really well for you to stay with them. They should pay you really well for you to stay with them. Okay, great. For example, no, it's okay. For example, same thing happens with the lawyers. I would say with lawyers, not the lawyers.
Mhm.
Lawyers, if I have a really complicated situation, or maybe I'm guilty of murder, I really must hire one that has gotten away with something like this. Mm, mm. Okay. I would use here like if I were, or if I had a really complicated situation, uh, or maybe I was guilty or I were guilty, because you're talking about the present and real. Of course, you're not guilty of
Oh,
murder. That's so, let's say, unrealistic because,
yes,
right?
it's
So you should use like the
yeah,
present
I
and real.
understand.
If
Okay.
I had a really, or maybe I were guilty of murder, I would be obligated to hire one that has gotten away with something like this. I'll prefer him more. I would, again, a real, more than another lawyer that may have won a lot of trials of tax evasion. Okay. In conclusion, the more specialized you get in something, the more difficult situations you'll be able to solve, and more special you become to society. Okay, so yes. Mm,
But how would you correct this sentence, for example?
Which
What is a
sentences?
better sentence? This is this question.
Okay, I can't see anything.
Oh, you can?
No, I can't. I can't. Like,
I'm drawing. Do you
no, I
see
cannot see
that?
the drawing.
Well, the question, and what is the use of an engineer if he or she can solve a problem?
This one?
Yes, yeah. How would you correct it? Or
Okay,
another sentence that
okay, I'll try. I have to disagree with this statement. Do you remember what statement it was?
uh,
That one should
uh,
specialize in something instead of doing
yes.
right? Okay, I have to disagree with this. With my experience in college and with all I heard uh, from my teachers that I have faced, that have worked in uh, different companies, I can say that once you get out of the job market, it gets hard. Uh, uh, and it is better, uh, and it is better to be good at something since you can earn more money uh, if you become an expert, and you you can earn more money, and you don't have uh as much competition in the job market. Okay, so here I would say, should you become an expert? Okay, instead of if I would put should, because it's more like it sounds better, and also it's something that you can do. Okay, it's more specific, but let me write the way I would write and then I'll explain, okay? Like there are top problems. Okay, first, uh, you can generate more personal revenue if you are an expert. Okay, there are top problems. In fact, uh, this is too general, everything. Like there are tough problems you need to solve. All the tough problems you need to solve uh, will be easier. No, this is like too general. Uh, in fact,
When you say too general, you mean like I should put an example, like a specific one? Like
no,
an
I'm saying that
engineer.
you're throwing like very specific fact, very general facts. Okay, like you're throwing out like very general things. Like there are tough problems you need to solve as a professional. This is too general. Like uh, it's too general. Okay, like it's like if you said it's hard to work professionally. Okay, so it's hard. Everybody knows that. Okay, it will depend on the field what you really need to know. Not enough with the basic. We don't know what happens if you don't fix the problems. You're fired. Simple as that. So everything here I would change it because I don't like it because it's too general. I would say, like, in fact, if you become an expert, uh, it's uh, easier. Uh, it's almost impossible. Let's say, be fired. Let's say, uh, an engineer or any, because why are you talking about engineers in the first place? That's another
Well,
question I have. Why are you talking? Did they say anything about engineers?
and no, well, that was my example. Mm, it's the first
Okay.
thing that I thought about just for that.
Okay. You could say, like, for example, if you're like an engineer or something, but you're talking about like if what, like if that was like the question.
Oh no,
Okay.
it's just an example. As maybe the lawyer is another example.
Okay. So you, it's almost
Just for that.
impossible, or it's more difficult to be fired. Uh, you ought to be able to solve problems. And the more specific the problem gets, the less people uh, 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 no, it's too general. This is, in fact, if you go expert, I would say something like, for instance, Steve Jobs, returned to Apple in 1997. He reduced the number of products from hundreds to only four computers in order to create the best computers in the job in the market. This teaches us a lesson about focus. Johnny Ive, a chief designer at Apple, in one interview said that Steve Jobs would ask him to say no to things that he thought were great ideas, but uh, they uh, but these ideas weren't the most important. Uh, Hence, he says that the ability to say no uh, is a great trait. The uh, and one ought to be focused on very few things to do them correctly instead of many that would result in a mediocre form. Okay, something like this, I would say, like an example. Okay, I'm writing something like this is more specific. Like I'm talking about an
Very specific.
example here. Okay,
Okay,
like
okay.
that's something I would write. Then, secondly,
Mhm.
like won't be many. Okay, so here you're talking about the second thing. Uh, if you specialize, there won't be too many people with your profile. So if you achieve a level of those really big companies, uh, would or should hire you, you'll be special for them, and they should pay you for you to stay with them. And the same thing happens with lawyers. Uh, if I had a really complicated situation, maybe I were, I prefer another one. Okay, in conclusion, uh, okay, something like this would be. Okay, so I don't
For
want to
the
change too much your essay because
no, it's okay.
but the first part
It's
was
okay.
not like
Okay,
good, but the second one is
and the
good.
second is there. Okay. Maybe if in the first part I talk about engineers in a more specific way, like in a, I don't know, a food company or something like that, that would be better.
Yes, because when you talked about engineers, you said general facts like an
Yes, I
engineer should
understand.
solve a problem, right? So
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
should solve a problem, even like the person who's I don't know, cleaning your shoes. They're solving a problem, right? So that's the part I didn't like. Not the fact that you talk about engineers. You could have talked about
Okay,
engineers, but more
okay,
specifically,
I
like what
understand.
about them?
Okay, okay. For example, in the part of the lawyers, it was more specific.
Yes, that
That's
was
what I
much
was.
better.
Okay, okay. I
Yes,
understand now. Okay,
yes.
good teacher.
Okay. So
All right.
let's go here with I think we were left in I think we didn't do it. Let's see. Okay, so we finished module B, right? So we finished everything here, didn't we? Can you hear me?
Hear me? Yes, sure. But, I lost connection here.
So
Okay.
we did everything like this, right?
Yes, I think that.
Okay, let's start module C. Okay, we have left the module B test. Do you want to do it right now or do you want to do it like on Friday? Because it's half an hour. We could do it right now. Depends on
Mm,
you.
yes, it's better if I do that now.
Okay, so let's do that now. Then,
Yes,
and
it's okay.
okay, hold up here a little bit. I'm gonna okay, so let's finish there then. So good luck.